Welcome to Honest Conversations presented by Hennessy. I'm here with Key and Rick from P's and Q's, and we're going to talk a little bit about the challenges and success of being a minority business owner. We're hoping we can educate you guys on how you can support minority businesses. Thank you guys for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, we're like
Whoa.
twins.
Exactly.
That was, did you guys practice that?
No. Normally we never this close when we do interviews, but this is very intimate right now. So
Yeah, you see, I mean, we're your traditional, typical brothers where we're never on the same page, but at the same time, we try our best to do what's best.
yeah.
Have you guys always worked together?
We were kids, I would say yes, just because we would get in trouble together. So technically, yes, we did work together because we kind of gave our grandmother and grandfather, who lived with us at that time, like a lot of trouble. So I think we coerce a lot of stuff.
We take
like
turns
that.
on whose fault it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what so.
Whose fault is it usually?
I usually blame him, obviously, because I'm a little bit older. I'm the middle
A
child.
little older,
Yeah,
slightly
so-
faster, and he can run away first, and I'm trapped with whatever just happened.
Exactly. So.
I wanna start by understanding your story a little bit. I want the viewers to understand how we even got here. Talk about how you guys started P's and Q's.
I mean, it dates back to our first store called Abacus Takeout, which was located in Chinatown in 2008. It was our first baby, our first store. It was a concept store. It was a pretend Chinese takeout with fake ducks and chicken in the front window. You won't know it's a store unless you walk inside. That was our first shop, but I think going on our fourth or fifth year, we realized like a lot of the brands we were carrying at the time were changing a little bit. They were kind of interned into the big box world, into bigger stores, and our shop wasn't carrying like as unique apparel. We're not as independent, so we decided to kind of come to South Street, where we originally wanted to go to begin with, because we just love the culture on South Street. And P's and Q's started because we wanted to carry brands that are more timeless to us. T-shirts that will rock 10 years later and still loved the same way.
But I think the biggest reason why we kind of switch over to this is we were getting older and we were becoming like, I guess, like creating families. Key has a kid, 2 kids. I wanted a kid, and eventually you're gonna have to grow up. And a lot of our customer base were growing up, so we kind of like grew into the almost like the dad vibe, but cooler dad vibe in some ways.
I'm still trying to be cool, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's what it is, and we had to pivot, and that's what we did. And I think P's and Q's, like an adult version of Abacus, is something more refined in terms of like the brands that we pick and stuff like that.
Yeah. I don't know. Can I add on to this? Is this going too long?
No, just
Okay.
go.
So P's and Q's, I guess to us, like what we wanted more for P's and Q's is kind of more Philly history, Philly culture, Philly vibes. Our first shot was fun, but this time we want to take it more seriously. And I guess to start with, like the name P's and Q's, mind your manners, to be on South Street, one of the most like craziest spots in Philly. And the expression of P's and Q's is to be on your P's and Q's, to mind your manners, to be your best. So we figure South Street's the best location for it. The name P's and Q's, if you look at the P and the Q, the lowercase P and Q, it mirrors each other. So the newspaper press back in the days had letter blocks, and the P and Q kind of mirrors each other. So mind your P's and Q's, kind of be on top of your stuff, don't get it mixed up, to be more detailed. And that's why we chose that name, because it has a little Philly history to it.
I mean, Philly specifically loves a hard worker. So clearly, if Philly's rocking with you guys
Correct.
are doing a great job.
That's the thing about it too. It's like you can do really bad, but if you show heart, like in the players from the Sixers, they show heart, we would love you to death. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
right.
Even though we love like AI, for example, he never bought us a chip, but he put his heart and soul into the Sixers organization.
Played with like multiple injuries.
Yeah, and just going through I guess the pain and just like getting hurt, like ripped, but yet we love him because he tries at least. And
What if you had to pick a Sixers player?
Iverson. No, wait. What's the question?
I was gonna say, if you had to choose a player to be like, to kind of match the feel or the grit of your company, what player would that be? Is it Allen Iverson?
I would say so. Yeah, small, kind of like.
Oh yeah. Okay, I see where you're going.
You know,
I like that.
Very underdog
the underdog
vibe.
guy.
Yep.
It's like he doesn't get the respect sometimes, but you get respect from the people, and that's all that matters.
community.
Yeah, exactly. And people always put like I guess like the top 10 players, and Iverson sometimes fall into the crack, maybe not, because he hasn't never won a chip, and that was the issue.
Yeah.
You know, same thing with Barkley. Never won a chip, so it's like they fought, though. At least they try, and we're fighting to this day.
But you're going to win a chip.
Yeah.
Come on.
We're still waiting for the
We're going to
chip.
win the chip.
We're
We're
that
going to win the chip.
Yeah, we are going to win the chip, you know, and hopefully soon, you know, and I think that's what the city needs right now. I remember when the Sixers went to the playoffs in 1999 against the Lakers, you know, when we got to the finals, the city was like beautiful. Everyone was like rocking together. I remember that because like, wow, I was in college and I just see people just like hugging each other for the first time. You know, Philly is such a tough place to see like random strangers hugging each other. That's like amazing. You know?
And it brings everybody together.
Yeah.
Which I wanted to talk about this with you guys because you do things beyond just selling apparel. And off camera, you were mentioning some of the things that you do in the community and how your community focus. Can we talk about that for a little bit on camera?
Yeah, I feel like our focus, for us to grow, we need to grow our community, and there's a lot of incredible brands in Philly. We dedicate a whole section of our store just for Philly brands only, for them to grow, get the experience they need of selling to other stores, for them to get another reach on different consumers. But for us, we want to give them that experience of being in the store so they can sell to other stores as well worldwide. We also host pop-ups for them too. So if they have a season they'll drop in, we'll lend them the store, the patio, they could do a pop-up. In most stores, maybe we're bad businessmen, but most stores would collect 50% off the back of what they sold. But for us, we're like, you keep all of it.
Wow.
And put it back to the company and keep it growing.
Oh, wow.
And that's the stuff we don't really talk about. Because for us, we just do it because we just love our city and our community.
And there's barbecues or something like that you guys do?
Oh, we do barbecues.
What's up with the barbecue?
The barbecue is amazing. I'm going to let Rick talk about it
Well,
because he's the chef on it.
every summer we always do an annual barbecue because we like to embed some of our Asian culture into it. So we get like chicken on the stick from like some of the vendors and beef sticks and certain things to kind of like enlighten some of the Asian, I guess, cuisine and stuff like that.
Tell me more. This sounds great.
Well, you know, it's just what it is. It's like, honestly, it's just like we invite everyone to come in Philadelphia, come hang with us. Because most of the time, like, you know, shop owners aren't necessarily there, and we like to be there. We like to engage with our, you know, our community, and that's what's the most important. I think, you know, if we could engage with the community, I think, you know, we can, you know, help out best as we can, you know,
Yeah.
whatever it is they're going through.
We're not your traditional store where you just come by and go. You hang out, you talk, where you going. Oh, you're not from here? Here's our favorite restaurant.
Yeah.
Get a cheesesteak here, get a cheesesteak there, get some water ice. I don't know, we just love to get to know, I guess, our consumers.
Yeah,
you know,
it's one of those things like a lot of the consumer became family because we know them. We see them growing up as in high school, next thing they're in college, next thing you know, they're getting married or having kids, and you see the, you know, progression of that person.
seriously,
Yeah.
yeah, we grow this community. People
That's crazy.
propose to their girl at the store. People had a small wedding in the
back,
patio.
There was a wedding here?
There was a
Yeah.
wedding here.
He was a good friend. Obviously, he started off as a customer, became a good friend later, and had his wedding in our patio. It's just
That's fire.
Yeah, and
That's
you
pretty
know,
cool.
we're not gonna say, hey, no, why not? That's
You're
what
like-
you want to do. That's what you want to do. You know, we're not gonna say no at all. But I think in the, you know, with the barbecue, is just, you know, barbecue in the Philadelphia in the summertime is something special, something different. It's a different vibe. I don't know.
The cookout,
Yeah.
the block party.
I've been to a barbecue. I was in LA maybe about 2 weeks ago. I went to a barbecue. Didn't have that vibe that Philly has. Something about it, the nostalgia. When, you know, we think of that Will Smith song, "Summertime" and stuff
Yep.
like that. It's just, it does have that feeling. The water ice, just the barbecue, the atmosphere. People just hanging out, listening to good music, just vibing, and that's what I think we miss the most nowadays because everyone's kind of like doing their own thing, you know, and you know they're always on, you know, the internet and stuff like that. But you know, with that barbecue, everyone just comes, get together, hang out, eat, you know, and just vibe.
I just want to invite to the cookout next
Oh,
time. You know what I'm saying?
More than welcome. More than welcome. You know, we invite anybody. Anybody walks in the door, hey, you know, usually people be like, don't mention about it, but hey, we have a free barbecue. You want to come on through?
that's
know,
funny you
makes
said that. So we had like someone wrote a review on Facebook saying I didn't even buy nothing. They invited me to the barbecue. It was one of my greatest experiences in Philly.
Yeah.
And just to have like that,
I
like
love
for us,
that.
it's always about building it with this community and like making a better experience for
Yeah.
people visiting Philly as well.
I think it's our job here in Philadelphia because we have such a bad rep that our job is to make sure our city, there's a beautiful side of the city that people don't know about, we don't talk about, and that's what's missing about the city. And whoever come visit, we want to make sure, we want to make suggestions and recommendations. It's up to you, but we say if you need any help, give us a call at the store. We'll direct you to the place where you want to go.
No.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Now, I need you guys to be as transparent as possible for this next question for two reasons. One, you have young entrepreneurs probably watching this who want to learn. Two, you have some people watching this who maybe want to support or extend their resources to you. So my question is, what are some of the challenges that you guys genuinely face as minority business owners? And I want you to get specific because I want people to understand it. It isn't all fun and games. It isn't always on the up and up. And speak to some of these challenges because there are people who want to support. So what are some of those things that you guys face that you're working through currently?
Ooh, challenges. I think for me, we're not perfect. We're a very small store. There's maybe 6 of us total. And sometimes we make mistakes. Maybe ship the wrong shoe or gave someone the wrong size and people get really mad and write bad reviews or whatever. We're humans. People forget that we're humans sometimes. And that's the one thing I'm trying to learn more, and try to tell people, yo, we're a very small family store. We're going to take care of it. We're really sorry. But just to, I guess, accept mistakes is what I kind of learn and try to do better at it somehow and not take it too personal, I guess.
Yeah. I think the cliche is put in that work, but people say it all the time, but people really need to put in that work. It's really in and out. Being an entrepreneur in general, people say, oh, it must be nice. You have your own business. No, it's not. It's actually a 24/7 job. It's almost like babysitting in some ways because you have to make sure your baby, your business is doing well because if something happens, we have to take care of it. You can't turn to someone else because that's your baby. And to me, it's what's the problem with, I guess, a lot of young people don't have is discipline.
Preach. Go ahead.
Going out to the club, hanging out with your friends, that's all good in games, but you guys don't have discipline. And the problem is you need to actually go and do the actual work, do it itself. The problem is also another thing, social media, put that away. You see people having fun all the time. That's all great and gravy, but that's not you.
Getting caught up in it.
Yeah,
All right, I like where we're going right now. Let's elaborate on this. So for any young entrepreneur watching this or some young kid who hasn't even started their entrepreneurial journey, let's give some advice. What is your just number one advice to that person right now?
I'm pretty old. I'm in my 40s. So they're probably not going to agree with me. I would say turn off your phone. Turn off the internet, the Wi-Fi.
Wow.
And the more you're kind of true to yourself and original, I think you'll take off because there's only one you. A lot of people I see, oh, you should do this because so-and-so is doing that, or this is the new trend, but you're following other people's stories. Kind of tell your story, kind of be more yourself. I know people hear that stuff all the time, but really just to be yourself. Even me and Rick, I'm hey, Rick, you like this design? He's like, can you change that? Nah, I like it the way that it is. I'm gonna keep it. So the more you're yourself, I think the better the brand and your company would be.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with that. That's the one thing for me is just turn off the internet because I think sometimes you need that space to kind of really think to yourself and kind of figure it out. I get you get inspiration, but the problem with the internet is inspiration everywhere. But you need inspiration for yourself to kind of experience, and going out, you don't need to take pictures of everything you do. Sometimes you gotta have that memory, build that muscle memory in your mind and kind of experience life that way.
That's true, but for social media, you should take a lot of pictures just for the future reference and post. Doing posts is just a work itself.
Yeah, it is
It's
a
a
work
job.
itself. It is a job. Yeah. It's
full time.
almost when Ky and I talked about it. It's almost like a second company. You really have to
100%.
really in the beginning when I remember when IG first started, we didn't take it seriously. We didn't have an account. We're no, man,
We're fighting. We're trying not to have any social media the first couple of years.
Who cares about taking a picture of our French toast? Nobody cares. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where,
that was old us.
That was old us. But then I realized, wow, the power.
We have to,
Yes.
Of certain. My thing about young people, once you're ready,
once you know yourself,
take that time away.
Yeah, I like
then
that.
you can start posting up slowly because you post all the time, what you do, sometimes it doesn't work. You gotta Sometimes it's the process, not the result. As they
Yes,
say.
for sure.
You know?
What would you say the biggest lesson you guys have learned as entrepreneurs?
I mean, Rick tells me all the time, like, I need to take it one day at a time.
One day at a
And
time.
kind of just really live it, enjoy it, whether it's bad or good, because it'll be some great stories later.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, take your time. Don't rush anything. You know, I think people, but nowadays with like fast fashion or just in general, everything's so quick. The app ordering food is so quick. Sometimes you gotta take your time. You know, and that's one of the things that people need to do is just take your time.
I love it. Okay, next question. Where are we going? The future of P's and Q's. What is your vision? What is your goal? Where do you see this going? Oh, boom, big question.
It's my favorite question. I mean, obviously we want to open more shops. We tried it a few years ago, didn't work out. This shop's still standing. Our goal is to open a couple more P's and Q's and only be in Philly only, because
Wow.
our goal is to kind of make Philly more unique. I know most people want to expand to like bigger cities or whatever. Like, this is our city and we absolutely love this city, so we want to grow in the city.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe online, make it more global, make it easier, accessible, I guess, for people in general. I think globally, it's sometimes difficult to get shipped stuff overseas because of the fees and stuff like that, but that's no control over me. But, you know, for a young kid who sees our story and want a t-shirt that costs like $30, but then shipping costs like $60, that doesn't make any sense, you know? So hopefully down the line, like, I guess global online presence, you know, more affordability for young people in general.
Okay, so I gotta ask, what is your connection to Hennessy and the 76ers?
Actually, that's a long history, to be honest with you.
Oh, wow.
First of all, Hennessy is super important in the Asian American community, to be honest with you.
Really?
Most parties and weddings, I think Hennessy is like the biggest thing to have in the party because
What?
it brings out the party. If you go to like most Asian household, there's always Hennessy no matter what, because something like, I don't know what it is, but Asian Americans just love Hennessy in
I
general.
did not know
Yeah.
that.
So if you like my wedding, for example, when the wedding corner asked me what was one of the most important thing like at your wedding, I said you gotta have Hennessy. That's
Wait,
yeah.
that is incredible.
Yeah, because every party, any party we go to, there's always Hennessy. And with the 76ers, I think it's such a long history.
Yeah, I would love to know how.
It started with our father, to be honest with you. You know, coming here from Vietnam, like to migrate here to Philadelphia. Sixers was his favorite sports team, you know, in the 80s. And he kind of instilled that with us. And growing up, we were watching like Barkley, Sean Bradley. Like, I could name Manute Balls, like the Moses Malone, and
Ooh,
and the list goes on. You know, like players like that embedded us since we were young. And to go to like a Sixers game back in the Spectrum, that was like amazing for us. So, you know, the Sixers, you love the Sixers more than anybody.
I do. I mean,
Die hard.
Dad still loves the Sixers too. He still
Yeah.
watches every day. I even went to the Sixers camp when I was a kid. I thought I was gonna make the league one day. It didn't work out for me.
Sixers camp alumni.
Yeah, I think Jerry Stackhouse was the rookie of the year.
Oh, yeah.
Well, not the rookie of the year, but the rookie at the time.
Wow.
And he did like a whole like lecture and talk to us. Cheeks was there, obviously. He's there every time. It was a great experience. I still love the Sixers.
So would you say this is a really cool moment, I guess, for you guys to be able to.
Oh, we're geeking out.
Yeah, inside my heart right now, I'm like, this is the greatest thing. I want the product placement if I can. I want to put it in my house and actually like display it. My
It is
wife will
really
kill
nice.
me, but I love it so much, and I'd be really proud to have anything from Hennessy, to be honest, because we just love the brand, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean,
And they didn't pay us to say this. I'm dead
Yeah,
serious.
this is.
We
this
love
is- I was
Hennessy.
not expecting this. I love this
Yeah,
though. This is
yeah.
perfect.
right. If you don't believe us, go to our social media website, go down the archive. You'll see Henny bottles at every event.
Oh wow.
Swear to God. Videos, pictures, everything.
Okay, so you guys are so cool. On behalf of the Philadelphia 76ers and Hennessy, we got you guys a little gift.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Oh yeah.
If it's a chip, I'll take it.
Here, I gotta face it this way for the camera. Hold on, just get a little. Hold it up for
There
me.
we go.
Ooh, let me get out of the way.
All right, Keith,
Got it?
let's-
All right,
let's
all right. You
go.
gotta open it
Okay.
on camera.
Okay.
This is
let's
for
go.
you. It's a little token of our appreciation for you guys and
Whoa.
our support for you guys.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
This is
This is the
perfect.
good stuff. You don't know this, but
You
this-
said you
this
wanted
is
to
good
take this thing home, so
Oh wow,
Oh, this is
that's
awesome.
awesome. Thank you guys. I appreciate. This is actually more exciting because we could actually
Yeah.
use this. You know.
I think we should
drink
open it
this.
now. Maybe. I got
all
shot
right, go
glasses.
for it. Dive all the way in the box.
Wow, look at this.
Yeah, let the fans see what's going on. In
Of
here.
course. Got the pen. That's important. This is actually really cool right here. Actually, I'm gonna
Yeah,
put this on my hat.
Put that. Definitely got to put that on a hat. Can't go wrong with the little bag.
All right, with the old Spectrum.
Oh, Rick, what you needed? A Hennessy straw.
Oh wow,
It's just for you, man.
I think my life's complete.
This is
Yeah.
incredible. This is
Yes.
great. These guys are the best.
Yeah,
You guys are
look at
such
this.
great sports.
Wow.
What is this?
Thank you guys.
No, thank you guys so much. And again, on behalf of the Philadelphia
yourself.
76ers and Hennessy, we want to say thank you guys.
Well, thank
and,
you for
we
your time.
support
Appreciate
you.
everything.
Yes, for
Thank
sure.
you so much,
Thank you.
guys.
Thanks
Appreciate
for an
everything.
honest conversation, gentlemen. This was amazing.
Thank you.